Welcome to the Retro Blood.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Retro Blood. As we continue this evil spirit month here on the Retro Blood, talking some deadly spirits from your past, from your future, from your present, coming, haunting your soul, changing your life forever, making you different. You were one way, and now you are now possessed and different, because we are doing our first ever Evil Spirit Month, talking 1980s plus one 1990s horror movies, surrounded with these demonic beings. Up next, if you all like soap operas, if you all like mirrors that have
mirrors
that have hot Irish women in them that want you to carry on their legacy of killing their fucking husbands out of a small little cabbage place. If y'all like soap operas that are horror films, but they're I guess they're haunted story, and if you all like Karen being a Karen on this film, can you believe that? Then this is the made-for-TV movie for you, because the Retro Blood is talking all about secret passions, aka haunted by her past. 1987 straight to TV movie. J.H. Alison, James Kline, what's happening, Alison? How is your soap opera going today? Have you done some soaps? Are you a soap guy there, Alison? Are you a soap man?
It's kind of funny that you'd bring that up. Because no, I'm not really a soap guy, but I've watched Dark Shadows, which is a soap opera from the 60s about a vampire. Yeah.
Well, that one's a cool one.
That's a cool one.
So I'm not a soap guy. There's Murder She Wrote. Does that count as a soap opera?
No, that's a great show.
Okay. That was great.
Yeah, I love Murder She Wrote.
So apparently, I didn't know this. So, here on the Retro Blood, brother, we kind of fly by the night. We just pick shit up most of the time. I look, sometimes when we're picking out movies or we get fan requests and stuff, we love fan requests. If y'all have any films out there you want us to talk about, retroblood69@gmail.com, or you can comment below. Let us know if we miss something you want us to do. But when we're coming up these months, usually we'll find some movies, but I really don't know what they're about sometimes. I like to watch them with you guys. You know what I mean? We all watch the film, we come talk about it over here, have a beer or something like that, chilling out. You guys are doing work or whatever. However you listen to your podcast or your video podcast. So with this one, I didn't realize it was like, I didn't know this was like a thing. So they count mysteries, soap opera stuff as like horror films, apparently.
Well, it has a ghost in it,
I guess. The girl in the mirror, Megan.
Yeah.
She was so distraught that the rich man impregnated her and was like, I ain't gonna have you as my wife. You kidding me? This is the fucking what century was that? Like the 50? What are you talking? What kind of century was that? Were they in?
Probably like the 16th century or 17th century, I would say.
So you don't got no royal name, woman. Okay. So, but yeah, like this one, but just like I just wasn't expecting like the soap opera angle. But I don't know, man. Like for me, like when you like turn something on and you're watching it and you're like, I don't know if this is the audience. I don't know if I'm the audience for this. All right.
Oh, we're definitely not the audience for this.
And I'm like, I didn't know. It was like it could be some soap deal or whatever on here. And like I'm watching this shit. And I'm like, what is going on here? Like, why is this like a soap opera and shit? Like, what is going on here? And then I do like my little history after I watched the film, and it turns out that it aired on ABC. All right.
Yeah.
And apparently it was, in the later 80s on TV, soap operas were a pretty big deal. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I'm not sure about nowadays. I know there's still some soap operas that go on nowadays. All right, on probably linear TV. But this is definitely probably the start of the soap opera like era, right? Around the 80s, I'm guessing. Like that's when they kind of hit it big.
Well,
in the 90s,
I would
too,
say I would say that this is when they were really, really big. I mean, soap operas were pretty big from like probably the 50s to the 80s at least.
Oh, okay.
Because soap operas were probably designed for stay-at-home wives.
Yeah.
Right. So they're not working, so they're home, whatever they do, cook and clean, whatever, and then they have the soaps on while they're doing that.
Yeah.
So, but then like once more women started working, they become less and less popular, and now they're probably on streaming services. I know Peacock has some that are streaming on there.
Like I said, I know it's still a thing. You know what I mean?
It's still a thing. Yeah.
Obviously, myself and you are not the audience for it.
No.
But I know it's a thing, and like I know that there is some out there that have like mystery angles with them. Because you know the thing about the soap operas is like it's like one of those things where it's like they pump out like a lot of them at once. You know what I mean? Like it's like constantly filming that shit. So it's actually a pretty grueling schedule. And a lot of people who do soap operas actually do it for a long-term career. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because it's kind of like constant work and stuff. But yeah, apparently this one too, like we'll talk about it when we talk about the very small who booked this shit, because I could barely find anything about this fucking thing. But apparently a lot of the actors and actresses on here, there are a lot of them from soap operas, and there's one actor on here. Mm-hmm. When I researched him, I could not believe where he was from, and I was like, holy shit. But we'll get there. Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there, everybody. But everybody, thanks for joining us here on the Retro Blood. Like I said, y'all can listen to us video here on the YouTubes. All right, you can check us out Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And like I said, if y'all want us to review something or have a question about something, leave a comment below. Or if you want to email us directly, retroblood69@gmail.com. We take all requests. We take everything, man. We take the love. We take the hate. You know what I mean? We don't give a shit. Mm-hmm. We're just out here having a good time, brother, with everybody. All right, y'all can listen to us while you're passionately trying to figure out your wife. You know, getting haunted by a Irish hot girl in a mirror trying to kill you. You can come to us for guidance of how to stop this evil happening. All right?
Yeah.
You'll find it
all
help
you out
here on the Retro Blood. All right? But like every Retro Blood, let's get into what was happening around the world of pro wrestling, which is its own soap opera itself, I guess.
Yes.
There you go. And metal music around the release date October 5th, 1987. I guess is their TV release date. But this one will be on here. So I'll go first. This one's kind of fun. So, you know, this is on ABC. You know what I mean? And for the longest time, ABC was also known for Saturday Night Live, which I think they still might be. I'm not exactly sure. I don't really follow Saturday Night Live, so don't quote me on that. But they're also known to also do Saturday Night's Main Event. All right?
Yes.
Now, we're not talking about Saturday Night's Main Event, but that is going on around this area. So, you know, during the 80s, man. Mm-hmm. 80s, 90s, early 2000s, until streaming kind of like took over, man. You know what I mean? I would say ABC was definitely a hot channel. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. A lot of good stuff on there. You know what I mean? So, obviously, when they would have some of these TV movies like we're about to talk about, they actually had some pretty good ratings. You know what I mean? Because this actually was pretty advertised pretty well. All right. Now, when it comes to the pro wrestling side, we're kind of like in the era right now of building the Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage joining forces storyline, the Mega Powers, brother.
Yeah, the Mega Powers
with the handshake. Yeah. That has to be the best handshake ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's the best coming together of two wrestlers that's ever been made.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the fucking electricity, man. The sweat, the fucking roided up tan bodies. Come on, brother. You're getting me going. That's my soap opera right there, brother. All
exactly.
right?
Exactly. And they, you know, it's kind of cool because you didn't know if they were actually going to do it or not. You know, maybe Macho Man would pull his hand away at the last second, but he didn't. And they teamed up and became the Mega Powers.
Yeah. I mean, if you ever seen two worlds collide, that's basically what the Mega Powers were doing, man.
Yes.
All right. And during this particular house show, all right, they were in Wisconsin, of all places. All right. We shout out to our Wisconsin people. We all love you out there in good old Wisconsin. The only thing I know about Wisconsin is that 70s show. That's where they were doing it, right? Wisconsin?
Yeah, that took place in Wisconsin. Okay, yeah. What town is WWF in?
Plateville.
Plateville. I have no idea where that is. Yeah. Plateville, Wisconsin.
Yeah. So we
Shout out Plateville.
Well, they had fucking the Mega Powers there, and they were taking on Honky Tonk Man, all right, and the Heart Foundation, all right. So pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. That's a good match.
Yeah, exactly. So,
for Plateville.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we got Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan, and Macho Man in the ring. Honky Tonk Man shaking his ass. You know, there you go, brother.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
I mean, Plateville could be a great place. So I've never been there. I'm not shitting on Plateville. I'm just saying that's not where I'd expect a match like that to happen. So
I would say, when it comes to the 80s, I would say this 1987 period is pretty hot. You know what I mean? Like, it's about to go down a little bit, but right now I think it's still pretty hot because you still I think that kind of reinvigorated the WWF a little bit by having Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage team up and then feud. You know what I mean? So it kind of it was kind of a big boost for them. So they're still pretty hot during this particular era. And they got a lot of good, pretty good matches on there. Kind of new people coming on, so it's pretty fun. Do you think Eric, when he's not trying to save his wife from killing him, do you think he would have been a wrestling fan? He kind of looks like one. He looks a little big.
Yeah, I think he was totally pulling for the Mega Powers.
Yeah, definitely.
Against the Honky Tonk Man.
By the way, what town were they supposed to be in? Was it Waynesville? I was like, no way. They ain't fucking where I'm living.
I think they're up in Massachusetts or somewhere is what I got, some old colonial town.
But the problem is, when I would look it up, it said it was filmed in Toronto.
Well, I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
But it's one of the towns is called Unionville, and I can't remember what the other one was called.
Yeah, I thought it was Weaverville or something. I don't know. Maybe I was just hearing shit. I thought they said Waynesville. I was like, there's no fucking way. And then when I saw the town, I was like, there's definitely no way. So what do you got for us on the metal music? Anything fun?
So this came out a couple of days after this movie aired. We've talked about this band before, but we've never talked about this album before, I don't believe. But Exodus released their second album, Pleasures of the Flesh.
There you go.
Right after this. So Exodus is a band that we've seen together quite a few times. Yes. And we might be seeing them again soon because they're on that tour with Sepultura.
Oh shit! Okay, there you go.
So, and this is the first album with Steve Salza singing, which is the same singer that we've seen every time we've seen them. Okay. I think he's not in the band now.
Yeah.
But he. So basically, we didn't see the same lineup as that played on this album, but we saw most of those people.
Yeah.
And all the times that we've seen them. But it's this is the first album where they started getting kind of big. I mean, this album did really well on the top 200. It got to number 88.
Oh wow!
Which doesn't sound, I was gonna say it doesn't sound great, but I mean, for an underground metal band like that, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But a lot of those thrash bands were riding the heels of Metallica with Injustice for All, which was huge at this time. But yeah. I mean, there's not a lot to say about Exodus, but we like them a lot. We've seen them a lot together.
Yeah.
And Exodus is always great. Pleasure of the Flesh is a good album. What thoughts do you have about Exodus?
So yeah, they were fun when we saw them, I would say.
Yeah.
They weren't my favorite out the ones we saw. During that course, Death Angel is my number one. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Bro, they put on a fantastic show.
That Death Angel's fantastic. They're coming around too. So
I know. I gotta figure out how to go to that shit. You know what I mean? Make sure I'm not traveling for it. But Exodus is fun, man. Like I said, they're very that thrashy California style, whatever. It's pretty good. I like it. Pretty fun. I think
the real fast guitar solos.
Yeah, they've also done soundtracks for different horror films that we talked about in the past and stuff like that. They have a really good thrashy style. It's really cool to see though, like a lot of these like older thrash bands from the 80s still going at it. You know what I mean? Still sounding good. It's crazy. You know what I mean?
I know. It's amazing. Like Testament is just as good now as they've ever been.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like Death Angel, you know what I mean?
Yep.
They can go out there.
Yeah, they're just as good as they've ever been.
I mean, Venom can go out there and do their thing. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Like most of the bands around, they even like, and they can even sell out pretty well too. Like even in this era of like 2026, you know what I mean? Like when we saw them, what was it, like Testament, Exodus, and Death Angel? I mean, that was all 80s thrash bands, and that place is pretty much almost sold out. You know what I mean?
Packed. Yeah, it was packed.
So they still got a lot of like, a lot of drawing power still. It's pretty impressive. You know what I mean?
I know, it's cool. It's cool to see people still remember stuff like that, especially people there that are younger than us.
Yeah, exactly.
Going to those shows, that's kind of cool.
So
that's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool to see like, like how something is like very like it stays in time. You know what I mean? Like it can kind of keep it, like it always be there. You know what I mean? Some people always find it and they'll always start loving it no matter what generation. So you can say that about everything we talk about: wrestling, horror movies. You know what I mean? Fucking all of that shit. So.
Yeah, people will always discover them down the road.
Yep.
And they'll think it's the thing they discovered, but it's kind of cool.
Yep.
Just like the way we did.
Exactly. And we'll keep on talking about it and going. We got to do some live shows reports again. So hopefully we'll be seeing some this year and get back to everybody on them. So those are always pretty fun.
Yeah.
But let's talk about who booked this shit, brother.
Yeah.
Who did this cash grab? Trying to get me some horror stories, I guess, of some woman and her passionate coming of figuring out she's not who she really was and has a lineage of killing husbands that she needs to do, I guess. All right. So let me get my notes over here. So this one goes by two names, like we said earlier. Secret Passions and Haunted by Her Past. All right. I think Haunted by Her Past was the original name, and then Secret Passions became like later, I guess. So this one was directed by Michael Pressman. You familiar with a good old Michael Pressman?
No, I'm not real familiar with him. Do we know what else he's done?
So he did Pickle Fences TV series. All right. Yeah. He did Frankie and Johnny Are Married in Chicago. It looks like he did a lot of TV shit.
Yeah.
All right.
That makes sense.
He's a producer on Lake Placid. So, with this story, it's going to be a lot of TV folk. All right. Because even our main girl that we had on here who played Karen or Catherine, whatever you want to call her.
Susan Lucci.
Yeah, Susan Lucci. She's done, she was kind of like the drawing card of the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's kind of like the most famous soap star of all time.
Yeah.
Like she was known, like most people don't, how would I put this? Most people that become big actors don't stay on soap operas. Like if they can branch off and do movies, they do.
Yeah.
But she became popular and won like Golden Globe Awards and stayed on the soap opera like the whole time that she was acting.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what she's known for. But yeah, she was a huge soap star in the 80s.
Yeah, she did All My Children.
Yeah.
Which I think that's what she's known for.
Yeah.
And I can't believe she was actually in that, which I don't remember. She was actually in that movie we reviewed, Invitation to Hell. All right.
Yeah, I think we talked about her on that too, being a soap opera star. Yeah. But yeah, she was also an Invitation to Hell.
Which is a way better movie than this shit was, that's for sure.
Yeah, Invitation to Hell was much better than this.
Which was directed by Wes Craven. Everybody check it out in the archives. But yeah, she's on here. Most of the people, like the cast members and stuff, like Marcella Stressman, who played Rita. Yeah. She kind of did some shit. She was like another TV actress as well. But she was known for the Honey, I Shrunk Your Kids movies and shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then we got, like Robin Thompson and stuff, like Charlie the husband to Rita. He was in a lot of TV stuff too. I think out of this list, like, to be honest with you, because I was going down the list. I was like, okay, I don't really recognize this person from here. They did this stuff, blah, blah, TV. I was like, all right. So I got to the character who played Thomas. All right.
Okay.
So Thomas, if y'all remember, was the original colonial man who was going to a tavern where a certain Megan lived in, and he was boning her, pretending to be in love with her, but he wasn't. He was just making her little whore. The movie's words, not mine.
Right.
And okay, so so this guy who played Thomas. All right, we'll get to the whole breakdown of what he did and everything. All right, when we get to the full review. But this guy, all right, who played Thomas was Chris Owens. Do you know what Chris Owens is known for? Everybody?
No.
Okay, so he's a Toronto actor.
Okay.
And he is known, at least for me and all the nerds out there, for playing in The X-Files. All right? He was Jeffrey Spender, the young smoking man. He played the young smoking man on The X-Files. Yes.
Wow.
So, in his past, he was boning some Irish girl, getting her pregnant, getting killed, and then he turned out to be the smoking man. Can you believe that?
It's almost like this is like an alternate timeline for the X-Files.
When I saw that, I was like, whoa. Imagine going from this soap opera movie where you get killed for boning an Irish whore. The movie's words, not mine. And then you get on to play one of the best characters of all time, the smoking man from the X-Files. The younger self of the smoking man.
Right. The younger smoking man, yeah.
I was like, fuck.
Wow.
And he was in one of my favorite episodes of the X-Files, which was the backstory of the smoking man. Golly, that episode was so fucking good. I can nerd out all day about the X-Files. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was like right when X-Files hit its stride. Like when those,
yes,
yeah, exactly. I think that episode's called "The Musings of a Cigarette Smoking Man" or something like that. Right in that era was when X-Files hit its stride. I need to watch that show again. I watch it a lot, but I haven't seen it in a while.
That's a good one, man. So, very fun stuff. So yeah, like I said, with this movie, I mean, the biggest thing about it, you know what I mean? It's it was actually promoted pretty heavily. And I got a quote over here that I found from the girl who played Karen Lamm. All right. So she did an interview to promote Haunted. Okay. Buyer pass. And she said the film was not simply a ghost story. This is what she said. It said the movie's been described as a silky, sensuous, contemporary ghost story. I feel that's an appropriate description. The story really is about a woman coming to terms with her own sexuality, and the ghost story is a metaphor. It's about how it affects her life and her husband, who she's madly in love with. Oh yeah? Is that why she went to go pool and get fucking told the guy to go hit rocks while she's sitting on all these dudes? Huh?
Right.
Is she madly in love with him then? Come on now. All right. So it says originally Lucia was supposed to play both Karen and Megan. Oh, double. But she said the short shooting schedule didn't permit her from taking on more work. She felt it was it was for the best, and said it was much better for me to be able to play against another actress. I'm a big fan of Finland Hughes, fan anyway, but she is a delightful and haunted. Spunky and somewhat scary, she makes the most of her part as a jilted woman who seems her internal role as a man killer has wild and just. She said Lucille is a great and working beside her and stuff. So they like working with each other. So basically they were gonna have her play both roles. But like the shooting schedule for a soap opera is quick, you know what I mean? So they probably just didn't have time. But I think Lucille's saying she preferred working against another actor than just kind of working against herself. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. Because she would actually have someone to speak with on the set. Yeah,
exactly,
that makes sense.
Exactly. So that's a little bit about some of the history about secret passions and haunted by her past. All right. Like I said, not a whole lot when it comes to these TV movies. There's no really groundbreaking producer fights or anything like that. It's usually the studio wants you to make a film, they have a good idea, and they just put it to screen. They start to film the shit. Not a whole lot that goes into it. I don't think about these kind of movies.
And it was never really intended to be seen again after it aired. And
yeah, it's one of those like.
I didn't think we'd be talking about it 40 years later.
That's a good point that you brought up. Yeah, exactly. That's a good point that you actually bring up, Allison, is a lot of these TV movies that we would actually review, they were like you were saying, they were only supposed to be like a one-night viewing. So they were trying to grab a rating that night. You know what I mean? Because, we've done a couple in the past, like the Scarecrow one was really good. We've done a couple TV movies in the past, and most of those were trying to like just grab a rating and that's it. They didn't know like, okay, well, maybe this will like last later on or something like that. It might be released on VHS or DVD. They're like, no, they didn't know about that at the time. They were just like, okay, well, it's here, it's aired, and we got our rating, and we'll see you later. All right. But of course, if it's been aired, somebody will rip it and find it out there. And you'll have some two nerds like us talk about it. That's
except for Witchboard 3, apparently. That movie's really fucking hard to find.
Well, it's true. I do have a loyal listener of ours, Andrews.
Nice.
He's helping us out. He's going to send us a copy. Once I figure out how to get the copy. So we'll do that. And then I'll either do that one solo or we'll fit it in somewhere else. All right?
Well.
Yeah, because that'd be fun to finish the whole Witchboard series. All right, as long as it's better than number 2, I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Anders.
Yeah, thanks. Cheers, brother. All right?
Cheers.
Now, let's get into it. Let's get into the full review of Haunted by Her Past.
Yeah,
So we start off with some young couples going on a little retreat. All right? Mm-hmm. We have Karen and Eric, who are married. And Karen is kind of like a ditzy Karen.
Sure.
I guess.
I agree with that.
Kind of like light-spirited, I guess, or something.
Yeah, I would agree. She's not worried about a whole lot at this point, which is kind of the counterpoint to what's going to happen to her when she sees that mirror.
Exactly. And we got Thomas, we got Rita, they're the friends, and we got Eric. All right, Eric's like the husband guy. So the only part I like about this part is they're driving, right? And then like Karen's saying all this shit, and then she's like, "Oh, look at that little old house. Let's go check that one out." And Eric's like, "Well, brother, I got this fucking condo down here with hot tubs." And she's like, "No, let me go check this out." All right.
Yeah.
So they go to this old colonial cottage deal. All right. And they're looking around in there, and they see this old butler dude. All right. Mm-hmm. Which let me pull up his name over here. All right. They get oh boy, here we go. Okay. Innkeeper McVie. All right. And he's showing them around and everything. And the whole time is like, you could tell that Karen's like drawn to the place. You know what I mean? Like she's like, "Oh, I want to see this place. I got to see it here." So somebody's like drawing her to the actual house. All right. And they're going over a little bit of history. You know, back in the colonial days, it used to be some sort of bar. Probably, well, okay. I know it was a bar, but was it a what do you call that thing? You know what I mean? A brothel. Was it a brothel too?
No, I don't think so. No, I think it was just a bar. Okay, because like back then, a lot of bars would have hotels over the top of them. So like if you were staying in town, you could stay above the bar, the tavern.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess the wait, she was just boning the guy coming. She was the only one boning in there. I got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically, they're looking around, and Karen gets into the forbidden room somehow. All right. And she's fascinated by the mirror and everything in here. Eric just wants to leave. He's like, "Brother, I got a hot tub over here. Like, what are we doing over here, brother?"
I know. Let's stay in the hot tub.
Let's stop. What are you doing? All right. And then like, eventually Karen was all like, "Okay, let's stay here." And everybody's like, "Oh, fuck it. Let's just stay here." All right. We'll stay here and everything. Okay. And the innkeeper is like, "Well, how did you even get in this room and stuff? It was locked and everything." And I swear I locked it. All right. And then there was a mirror there. Okay.
Right.
So they all agree to stay here, cancel the reservation over there, stay at this little place. They think it would be like more of a cuter place. You know what I mean? Because all this colonial shit going on here. All right. So as the story progresses, all right, we can see that so Karen becomes like very like like drawn to this room that she wasn't supposed to be in, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And to this like very antique mirror, okay? And through over time, you can see like there's some like personality changes in Karen. Kind of like, when the witchboard. I guess this movie also has that progressive entrapment, even though they never said that, which is basically the spirit from this mirror is now changing some of like Karen's personality. Okay?
I mean, that's true, but it's pretty quick in this one. Like she basically sees the mirror and then her eyes start glowing, which is, how you know you're possessed by a spirit. Yeah. As we find out this month. And then right, and then you start changing, but she changes pretty quick. She's just like immediately like, something's wrong.
Yeah, and then like so basically she starts like doing like a little dance that she'd never done before. All right. Mm. She starts to like like this red dress that they found and everything. Mm-hmm. And you could just see some of her personality is changed. She's getting a little bit more snappy. All right. Mm-hmm. Like there's a scene where they go to a graveyard and she gets really snappy at Eric, who's supposed to be some sort of like lawyer. All right. And she's like, well, you don't know people's defenses. You should know all that, Eric. And Eric's like, what the hell? You should never talk to me like that before. All right. Mm. And then, you can just see little changes when they're doing like different activities. She's just acting a little strange. And basically we find out that there's a spirit within the mirror. All right. Mm-hmm. The spirit's name is Megan. She's a Irish barkeep from the colonial days. And she keeps telling Karen that her name's not really Karen. Your name is Catherine.
Yes.
All right. Because the mirror claims, no, not the mirror from Oz. All right.
No, right.
All right. This is the mirror from this movie, everybody. The mirror claims that her real name is Catherine and she's been adopted by her family from Boston. All right. Mm-hmm. And her real family is the girl named Elizabeth. All right. And so now, Karen starts questioning a bunch of stuff. All right. And now Eric is like, she's questioning about, basically like, what the fuck? I'm having this, she can kind of feel it's true. You know what I mean? Like, right. I don't know how I feel. Alison, if you found an ancient mirror and it talked to you saying that you were adopted, would you believe it?
Well, I mean, if the mirror's talking to me, I might believe it. Because obviously it's.
I would think two things. I would think, first of all, am I on PCP? Right?
Yes.
And the next thing
that's
I would
option
think,
number one.
The next thing I would think is, whoa, I might be haunted right now. That's pretty. That's pretty cool. Maybe I should believe everything this mirror says.
Yeah, which one's more likely?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe the PCP one. I have no idea.
Possibly.
All right. So she believes everything. Karen does.
Yeah.
She also Karen is also snapping at her. She's being a Karen now, basically. Right. She's turned into Karen. All right. She lives up to her name, snapping at her friends and everything. I like when she snapped at her one friend, the blonde Rita. She's like, "You don't know how to dress. You're not fucking classy enough like me." I was like, "Damn, girl."
Wow. All right. That was pretty raw.
I know. So now, like, Eric is like, all right, who's telling my wife all this crazy shit? All right, is it this town guy and stuff? And they're like, no. It's like, well, the intake guy tells them, like, okay, listen, that room you all were staying in or going, like, 2 people died up in there. All right, one of them died in the colonial days. This girl stabbed her husband, and then maybe a couple decades later, this other girl stabbed her fucking husband too. So I just kept the room closed. But y'all wanted to stay in there, so I was like, fuck it. So
they were paying.
There was another thing too, when it comes to those stabbings, that it wasn't really like told, but I guess it was implied that this killing has been going on for generations, even though we only heard about like one story after Megan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's about to say. It's kind of implied that that they keeps happening.
Yeah, there's like a cycle going on. So the cycle basically is Megan, all right, the barkeeper girl, all right, was fucking around with this guy named Thomas, who's on the X-Files. Which, hey, I can't believe guy's on the X-Files. And he was basically this colonial sergeant dude. All right?
Yes.
So this part comes later on in the movie, but it's I like how the whole like situation was all told by the old guy. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, he's the one that knows what's going on.
Like he didn't,
but doesn't want to tell anybody.
He could have told them this story from the jump, but he doesn't sit there for the area. I'm going to tell you at the jump because I feel like it's good right now, and I'll tell you what happens afterwards. This guy wanted to wait until the movie was fucking over to tell him this fucking story. All right. So So the story basically is Megan. She was a tavern wench, and she was fucking on this colonial guy, and she thought there was real love there. And she wanted to be real love there, but the guy did not want to love her. He wanted to come there and have a good old floozy time. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
All right. And then one day...
Crazy how they always fall for that.
Yeah. And then one day she's like, well, I'm going to surprise this motherfucker at the ball. So she finds a red dress that we saw earlier. All right. Yeah. That Karen is very drawn to, the red dress. All right. She puts on the red dress. They do a little dancing. Spencer... He is wearing his fucking hat and stuff, all right? His colonial gear. He looks at her and is like, man, I'm going to get me some of this tonight, all right?
Yeah, I'm going to rail that.
So they go up to the room and everything, all right? And Megan's like, whoa, hold on a second here. You know what I mean? I dress all this so you can start loving me and take me to my fantasy life. Because, he's a colonial guy, obviously. Back in those eras, if you marry, you get all this wealth and shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So she's like, hey, guess what, pal? I'm pregnant. All right. And then the way that the innkeeper guy, this guy is way more classier than I'm doing it. Okay. Yes. This guy was like, and then she said she was going to shock them with the most fascinating news. He'll definitely say yes. Me, I'm like, this. Brother,
he's not going to say yes.
If you would have told me that story, I know this guy ain't saying yes. Are you kidding me? All right. You could have told you. I know he ain't saying yes. So
I was thinking the same thing. As soon as I heard that, I was like, he's not saying yes.
So what he does, he laughs about it. I was like, this fucking guy is crazy. He's just laughing. You got my fucking kid. Whatever, bitch. I was like, what the hell? All right. Then now Megan's pissed off. So she takes a knife or his sword, okay? And she fucking stabs his ass. All right? Yeah. And that's it. He's gone. All right. So that's why there's a now from Megan's bloodline. All right. Every time, I guess it only happens with women, but if a woman from that bloodline gets pregnant, they get drawn to the colonial haunted house, and they go into that room. They hang out with the magic mirror, and they decide to kill their husband. That's the cycle that we're in.
Yeah, right? Kind of like a murderous Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, exactly. So there's some fun parts. So Eric's like, get this fucking mirror out of here. So the in-cape guy brings up the handyman. And this part is just hilarious. The handyman's like, all right, let me get this fucking mirror. And then the mirror starts fogging out and it just pushes him out the window. All right? I thought that was my mirror. And then Eric runs into the innkeeper and the guy's like, you guys got to get out of that room, man. That fucking, there's a murder, there's a death that happened in there. It's just my fucking handyman. He's dead. And Eric's like, oh, that's crazy. All right. So now there's there's like a ton of back and forth between Eric and Karen. I'm like, God, like it's like this. Oh, it's like you're changed this. I'm doing this. Brother, listen, I told you, soaps ain't for me. All right, let's get to the point.
No.
All right.
This is definitely the soap opera part where they just keep going back and forth about what's happening. And
so I'm just going to talk about the juicy stuff because that's why we're here anyway.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why we're here. That's what we care
about. By
the
way, we have to be the only review that done. Brother, usually I could find the most obscure horror film out there, and there's like 1,000 reviews on it for some reason. But I couldn't find anything about haunted by your dreams or whatever, or secret passions or stuff. We're the only people out there, so you got to listen to what I say. All right. Anyway, so Karen, who is now being a super Karen,
Mm-hmm.
is pissed off in the car, and she decides to drive into traffic now because she's changed. All right?
Yeah.
She's becoming a different person. So I didn't really understand. So, okay, let me get this straight. So Megan, the Irish broad, all right, who killed the husband, she turns her offspring, kind of, into like wild party goers.
No, it's like a curse that passes down to all the female children.
Okay. Yeah, but you get more like the traits, though. You get more aggressive, I guess.
Right, yeah, you do get more aggressive. Yes. But basically, when you get pregnant, then you murder the person you murder the father of the child.
Yeah. So, with this, like, so there's a scene where Karen's driving the car. She freaks out. Rita and Thomas are in there. She basically gets a small concussion, something on her abs, and the doctor's like, well, she's pregnant. And they're like, well, we didn't know she was fucking pregnant. Apparently she's pregnant. All right? I guess Eric didn't know she's pregnant. Nothing. All right? So Karen is on the loose now. Now Karen is in the city. A Weaver town or whatever the fuck they're in, okay?
Yes.
Catherine, Karen, whatever. All right?
Well,
go ahead.
There is one part we forgot to mention.
Yeah, which one?
Until now. We forgot to mention that she keeps having dreams about this woman that's getting executed. Or different women getting executed.
Yeah. Well,
we forgot about that.
Yeah, you're right. The typical, we're dreaming about what's the backstory is.
Yeah, but we don't find that out for a little bit longer. But for the whole movie, she's been having dreams about a woman being hung and then a woman being electrocuted.
Yeah. Basically, so the woman being hung was Megan, and then the woman being electrocuted was her. We're gonna find out was her mom, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, she's having backstories about that, and that's why she was researching those two throughout the whole movie. Okay. Until they took her body, mind, and soul. There's also scenes where Megan is talking to Catherine, telling like, "Hey, you're Catherine. This is who you are. This is what you're gonna do. You're eventually gonna kill your husband." Because it's written. It's written, so it should be all told. Okay?
Exactly.
So she escapes. She's in the town now. She's feeling herself. I like it when she's walking down the street, like, you can hear a guy in the background, like, looking good, mama. I was like, come on, bro.
It's like, what great line.
She's feeling herself, bro. She's a new person.
She is.
She is not Karen anymore. All right?
No.
She's like Catherine. All right.
She's Catherine.
All right. There also is a scene where Catherine she calls up her mom and dad.
Yeah.
All right. And she's all like, "Hey, I'm at this colonial house." They're like, "Oh, okay." "I'm at the prison." And they're like, "Oh shit." So basically, without saying it, the parents confirmed that she really was adopted. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Kind of a very short, vague scene. But it got confirmed that she actually was adopted because she had no idea. They never told her.
Right.
She kind of found out by going to this place because she was drawn to it from her magical Irish Mega Powers. Right?
Yes.
So now she's feeling herself. This is my favorite part of the whole TV thing. I love this part. Even though I didn't like this movie at all, or it wasn't my style, and I never watched it again, this part I found was pretty fun. All right? So Catherine's hanging out there, right? And she's feeling herself. We got some guys saying, "Oh, you're looking good."
Yeah.
So they're at the pool hall randomly. All right, and apparently Catherine is great at pool now because remember she's a changed woman. She was a shy woman before, but she's changed, brother. She's great at pool now.
I was gonna say apparently Megan was like really good at pool.
Well, now I guess it makes
really
sense.
Good at pool too.
Okay, did they even have pool back in the colonial days?
Probably. I don't know that for sure. But probably.
Well, maybe it's through the generations the Megan ghost learned how to make people more aggressive by playing good pool. All right.
Maybe.
And of course she's flirting with all the dudes in there.
I was about to say she's got her shirt tied up.
Yeah. Did you see all these dudes? Golly, what a bunch of losers.
Yeah, that's
come on, brother.
Those guys were definitely better than her husband, right?
All right, yeah. So they're all hanging out. They're like, "Good job, girl." Yeehaw! Those kind of deals.
Yeah.
Eric walks in. I guess he found her somehow because he was kind of trailing her a little bit. Yeah, he's looking for her. And he found her in there. All right. And he grabs the ball. He's like, "You're coming home with me." All right. She's like, "I'm not coming home with you." And this guy comes up. "Hey, Catherine, this guy bothering you?" All right. And of course, they don't sound Southern, but in my head, they do sound Southern because it would have been way better if they did. All right. I like a good old bar scene in a horror film. You know what I mean?
I do too.
They have some good ones. You know, the best one was probably like, golly, what was that thing? It was from Quentin Tarantino.
From Dusk Till Dawn?
That was a good one. And then, remember they did that double feature? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, well, Grindhouse.
Yeah, Grindhouse one. Yeah. Which movie did that? They had a bar scene in one of them. Was that the girl with the chick with the leg? There was a bar scene in one of them. It was actually really fun.
Well, there might have been a bar scene in that one, but there's kind of a bar scene where they go and eat they go to eat at a bar. Yeah. And that's where they meet Kurt Russell.
Yes. That's yes.
So they're at a bar. They're at a bar there. That's a really good bar scene too. Yeah.
Yeah. So this was not one of them, but I love me a good old bar scene, but this was my favorite part of the movie. So now he's like, "All right, Karen, you're coming home with me." She's like, "My name's not Karen. I'm not coming home with you." And they're like, "Who is this guy?" He's like, "I'm her husband, and she is drinking too much. She doesn't even know who she is." All right. And they're like, "Is this guy really your husband?" And she's like, "No, I don't know who he is at all." All right. And then like they're kind of a standoff, and Catherine goes to the side next to two dudes, and she's all like, "This is my favorite part." She's all like, "Are you guys just gonna sit there sweating, or are you gonna beat his ass?" I'm like, "Whoa, okay, whoa, over here."
Escalated fast.
It's like, damn, all right, that spirit taking over. And then Eric's like, he's like, "I'm gonna take her back right now. She is my wife." So he starts fighting some of these people, right? So he's fighting them, and then he goes up to Catherine. He's all like, this is another funny part. He's all like, "Hey, like, let's go right now before one of these guys actually gets a good shot on me." She's like, "I'm still not coming with you." And this guy gets fucking knocks his ass out.
And then he gets a good shot on him.
Yeah, and he's all like, "What the hell?" And then they look at him like, maybe he is the husband. And it's like, "No, he's not. Let's go party." And they all go off in the party. All right, we don't know what the hell she did because we don't see Catherine until the next morning. That might maybe that's the X-rated version of the story.
Yeah, the unedited version.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's out there somewhere, maybe.
I bet.
So Eric's all pissed off. He goes back, talks to Rita and Thomas. They're like, "Where the hell is Catherine and stuff?" He's like, "I don't know. Maybe you should go try every pool hall knowing Watherville." All right. That was another great line. And then like they don't really understand. So Eric goes up to the room and stuff. And now he's just like frustrated. He doesn't know what the hell's going on with her because he doesn't believe that she's being spirit. Like he doesn't believe all the spirit crap. You know what I mean?
Of course not.
He's like, he thinks like her mind is just going crazy because she's pregnant and she's just having like an issue and stuff. And the story's wrapping, like kind of wrapping her mind around. All right. And then he goes up to the room and then he sees Megan in the mirror. And he's all like, "Oh, fuck, she was right." It's like, yeah, motherfucker, you should have agreed with her at the beginning. All right.
Yeah. So at that point, he sees, he can see Megan now.
So he sees Megan in the mirror, right? And Megan's all like, "Listen, for generations, my offspring has been killing men, and you're going to be the latest one, brother. Her name is Catherine, not Karen. Get it straight. All right? If you want to fight and kill somebody in this room, guess what? You're going to be that man that died in this room." And then basically Eric's like, "Oh, yeah, we'll see about that." Okay? So it's the next morning. Catherine is now back home at the bed. We don't know what she did or whatever. She's just back there sleeping. This is when we get the whole backstory that I just explained to you guys earlier from the innkeeper. He was telling Eric the whole backstory of Megan. Yeah. Getting killed and wanting revenge and blah, blah, blah. Like I said, I guess it's been happening for generations, but we only heard about one story, Elizabeth. All right? Elizabeth's story basically was she was pregnant. Same deal. She killed her husband in that room, and then they took her, and then she had the baby, and then they killed her. That's what it sounded like to me at the prison. Okay? And then, of course, Karen was put up for adoption. That's when the Boston family got her. Okay? So now Eric's like, "You know what? I'm going to be smarter than apparently 100 generations of me." All right? what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to that costume store.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I'm going to find elegant gowns so we can recreate that story that old crazy guy told me.
Yes, because this is sure to work.
Yes. And, of course, we saw that gown store a couple of times. There was a painting and stuff of Megan looking like Karen and everything like that, too. So he's familiar with the store. So we get to the scene where they're all about to get ready for the ball. All right. I do like it where Eric goes into the store and he buys the red dress because he refused to buy it earlier. So he buys the red dress for Karen. And then I guess he has somebody deliver it to Karen. So Karen opens the door in her gown and gets the red dress. And then the guy just sits there and stares at her. And she's like, "You getting a good show?" And then she closes the door. I was like, okay. So she puts on the red dress. And now we get the recreation of the story of Megan and Thomas. All right.
Yeah.
So they see themselves. He sees her from the room and everything. They dance. They go upstairs. She puts on a nice nightgown. Who can make any man go crazy for that?
Yeah.
Now it's about to be the part where they're still has to kiss, but then she has to go and take the knife and kill him because Eric also brought the sword, the same sword that apparently was lost for decades until now.
Yeah, I remember she finds it in the drawer that nobody thought to look in, apparently.
No, brother, for 1,000 years, nobody thought to look in the drawer. Okay?
No.
So they do all that. And then now it's the big scene where Megan is now saying, "Do it. Kill him.
Yeah.
This is generations. You got to do it." So Karen wants to do it. Eric's like, "You don't want to do it. I'm Eric. I fought for your honor at the bar after you went home with all those men. All right? I'm still here, brother." All right, so they're fighting. And eventually Karen's spirit was so strong that she turned heel on her Irish grandmother and stabbed the mirror.
And then
broke the curse.
Yeah,
for generations. I mean, this is a long legacy, man. You know what? I might have to go to that house and be like, this was a generation-long legacy, and she ruined it. This is a historic house, brother, and she fucking ruined this curse, brother.
And a historic curse, and she ruined it.
All right? What the fuck?
Sad.
All right? So she breaks up the mirror. The curse is now gone, apparently. It's the next morning. We can see Rita and Thomas. They're out there smiling for some reason. Eric comes out looking like he's going to play golf for some reason.
Yeah, well, that's how people looked in 1987.
I always hate that little collar shirt and the sweater on top of you. Oh God, it's so
I know.
douchebag.
That little preppy look. Yeah, like you're going to a country club.
Oh my God, makes me just want to beat his ass.
I know, like just like those guys in the bar.
All right. Karen comes down. She's Karen now, not Catherine, and they kiss, and that's it.
That's it.
There you go, everybody. There's your fucking
happy ending.
movie. There you go.
Happy ending.
The one review on YouTube of Haunted by Your Dreams.
It would be cool. It would be cool if we're the only people to ever review this.
Well, I looked on it. That would
be awesome.
Unless it's hidden in the deep archives of YouTube, I think we might be the only one. All right.
That's kind of cool, though. That's kind of cool.
Why even watch the movie, brother? You got us talking about it. You know what I mean? That's basically what happened. You know
exactly.
I mean? Some shit happens, and mirror's broken, and Megan's spirit's gone, and Karen did look at the painting of Megan on the wall.
Yeah.
Does that count, I guess?
I guess.
Innkeep guy was cool about it. He's like, all right, fuck it. The spirit's gone. You know what I was thinking, too? Really quick. Like, if this movie was made, like, in 2026, like, this would be totally different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the fucking intake guy would be running out that room nonstop, and we'd get some fucking teenage TikTokers in there trying to find that Megan spirit and shit and put it on YouTube.
That's how it worked today. It'd be on like the internet and Instagram.
That room would be sold out, fucking internet and shit. And that Megan girl would be like, "Can you guys just go the fuck away? Like, I'm trying to kill some husbands here, and you guys keep filming your stupid TikToks over here." So
like all those people that go to the suicide forest and shit. Yeah.
Megan should be happy that she died in the 80s. All right, and not the 2020s. All right, come on.
Exactly.
All right,
back when you could still curse somebody.
Yeah. I can just imagine it, bro. It's like 2026 or whatever. Megan's the new generation of Megan's line comes up to the mirror, right? And then she's like, "Okay, you got to kill your fucking husband." And she's like, "Oh, but can I live stream it? Can I put it on my OnlyFans?" And then Megan's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Just get the asshole in the fucking room. I've been doing this for 2 decades. All right?
It's only $4.99 a month."
I know, exactly. Subscription. You can see this murder happen. All right? My husband. Because of my mirror. All right? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's fun stuff over here. But everybody, thanks for joining us on the Retro Blood. We have way too much fun in here. I like it.
I know. It's great.
So we're going to have some more fun because we're going to be back here next week to finish off Evil Spirit Month. And then it's going to be Alison's picks next month. That's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm working on that right now.
Yeah. We're going to have some good stuff. But join us for one that I'm actually kind of excited for, just because I like the name so much. Mm-hmm. We're going to be talking about The Slayer.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one.
Let's do it. But Alison, to get us on out of here, what Exodus song should we play that would be fitting for a soap opera TV psychological love horror story things?
You know, this is not an Exodus album that I listen to a lot.
Yeah.
So it's not like I can immediately pick one. Let's see. What would be a good one that we wouldn't play very often or we wouldn't listen to very often? Let's play you know, we might as well play the title track, Pleasures of the Flesh, because it kind of goes along with this movie.
Pleasures of the that is. Mm-hmm. Because we know Karen and Catherine was having all types of pleasures of the flesh.
Oh yeah.
All right.
And Megan.
But you definitely know Megan was having some pleasures of the flesh so much that she warped her mind in thinking this colonial guy would marry her. Next thing she knows, he is going to be on a hit show in the 90s called X-Files. She had no idea.
Shows that you can't trust the Smoky Man.
Yeah, you can't trust it, bro. All right, you got to be careful out there. But everybody, James Kline, J.H. Alison, we'll see you all here next week on the Retro Blood.
See you guys.